Hi, Tired. I'm Ryan, and that's Matthew over there, and we're Dadcast. How are you doing tonight, Matthew?
Good, good. I got carded at the liquor store the other night, and I forgot that my Blockbuster card was in there, and it accidentally fell out, and the cashier after that said, never mind. He didn't want to see my card anymore.
Man, that's a throwback if ever I've heard one in my life.
Right? Oh, gosh. I remember, getting upgraded from the silver card to the gold card, feeling, so badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I returned my, movies and games 2 days.
I'm a diligent and good customer at your establishment. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, for anybody listening that's too young to remember what a Blockbuster is.
Yes, there's one in Australia still.
Yep.
So go there, experience it.
Yeah.
Just don't get eaten by crocodiles or kicked by kangaroos. You'll be fine.
Yep. Yeah, you run up and bite the crocodile instead. I'm sure they taste very similar to alligator, so I heard they taste like chicken.
I mean, that's pretty much what Steve Irwin did, right?
Not entirely sure he fought animals, but...
Right. All I know is that he was in an interview one time, and his neck got bit by a snake, and it started constricting around his neck, and he acted like nothing happened. He was like the manliest man for that shit. And this snake was just going ham on his neck, and he was just like, I'm fine.
It's like, crikey, look at this kangaroo. He's getting in a real defensive position. I'm gonna go kick his ass.
And the cameraman's like, Steve, you're turning purple.
Hey, should we cut? It's like, no, mate, watch this.
Right? Gosh.
So Blockbuster actually kind of serves as an interesting segue here into sort of the talk of the week. So I'll kind of cut in first before handing it off to you. Did you hear that there's a little bit going on in the rumor mill that Blockbuster might be trying to make a comeback?
Really?
Yeah, so people have noticed that the website domain for Blockbuster, which originally was basically dead, you'd go to the website and it'd just basically be like, it doesn't exist, kind of thing. Well, apparently it's kicked back online in the past week or two. And so it's kind of leading to a lot of speculation that maybe Blockbuster is going to try to make a comeback. So
interesting.
That's kind of interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
When you say comeback, I think of the bloopers from The Office about Kim Kardashian having comebacks. Pretty sure she had many videos where she had cum on her back.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah. I'm sure there were a lot of Blockbusters back in the day that were comebacks.
Oh gosh. The only one in Australia is the Outback. That's all I can say.
Crikey.
Oh yes. Back to Australia. So we're going to lose all our viewers in Australia if we haven't already lost them already.
If we ever had any in the first place.
Exactly.
I love Bluey. Come back, please.
Yes, I watch Bluey religiously.
Yes,
Bandit teaches me how to be a good father.
Yep. I've actually had a straight. I guess I'm going first. I'm just gonna start talking here, but it started this week, where my son randomly has been pointing out. Basically, he'll say "Daddy, in Bluey, you did such and such or whatever." Basically saying I did whatever it was Bandit did, and we'd be sitting there watching an episode of Bluey, and he'll say, "Oh, Daddy, why did you just go and, grab the takeout or whatever?" Referencing basically me as Bandit in the show. which I'm nowhere near as good of a dad as they kind of show Bandit to be. But I mean, you also have to kind of take it as a grain of salt of it's a 10, 15-minute episode, several minutes long of like interactions with their kids, as opposed to, the 8 hours. Yeah, the 8 hours that I spend between, when my wife leaves for work and when she gets home from work, kind of thing. Or that, So yeah, it's kind of nice in a way, because it's like, you're making me feel good by pointing me out as this cool dad on this TV show. But it's just kind of like weird and random too. But yeah,
he could also be calling you a dog.
Throwback to our toxic masculinity episode.
Right. Exactly. Since we're on the topic of Bluey, I feel like we had to point out that for a couple generations now, we've always had blue dogs guiding the next generation. We've had Bluey, and then we had Blue's Clues, and then we had Snoop Dogg. Like, we've had a bunch of blue dogs just guiding the next generation. You know what I'm saying?
Snoop Dogg?
He's kind of a blue guy sometimes.
He's blue.
But no, Snoop Dogg's really cool. Like, even though that he smokes a lot of weed, like he's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's friends with Martha
Stewart. Isn't he Snoop Lion though?
I think he changed it back.
Oh, okay.
Some time ago, but yeah, I mean, I agree. He's friends with Martha Stewart. That's fucking cool.
Right.
Like, I'm a gangster and I cook. Sup?
Right. Oh, that's great.
I'm gonna pop a cap in your ass and then make a fine ass rotisserie chicken for my wife.
My wife.
my wife. Gonna have some burgers.
Gosh. I feel like we've lost the thread of this episode completely. Let's bring it back to
how was your week?
We're gonna have to cut so much.
I just cut stuff. You make it sound like I put effort into this podcast. That's kind of throwing myself under the bus a little. I put more effort than I'm kind of taking credit for here.
You do. You put a lot of effort into this podcast.
I've got a notebook. If you can hear that, it's my notebook. I put notes for this podcast in this notebook.
Oh gosh. This is definitely getting added to the bloopers. 100%. I got a notebook. Yeah, Blue, let's go down some clues. Go down. Is that Snoop Dogg and Bluey? Oh, we just got a whole wolf pack over here of blue dogs. Let's go.
Splookadoo. We can screw.
Welcome to this episode of the Blue Pack, where we look for blue waffles. What is happening?
I'll ask again. How's your week going?
Oh gosh. Okay. Let's bring her back. Okay. Ask me again.
Yeah. How's your week going, dude?
It's going pretty good. Snowed out here. The only bad thing is that my daughter is sick. It's the first time she's been sick, and she just turned 5 months. And we were a little concerned. So, as new parents would be, she's like got congestion, runny nose, greenish yellow mucus coming out, and waking up like almost every hour, 2 hours, just because she's so clogged and she can't actually keep sucking on her pacifier to go to sleep because she can't breathe through her nose. So, she's getting a little better now, but, yeah, just been kind of like an eventful week and just very stressful and tiring. So that's why I'm here on the High Tire. We're Dadcast.
Yep. Making good use of that title there.
That's right. But anyways, enough about my week. How has your week been, Ryan?
Yeah, so, I've already kind of touched upon that one little thing. I guess it's a pretty normal week aside from that, which I think my wife and I are both like sincerely thanking God for that, because good grief, the past couple weeks have been a little bit crazy. So actually having a normal week that's not so batshit crazy has been nice. But I mean, aside from what is today? Today is, I'm not going to date this. Why am I? Stop it. Anyways.
It starts with a T. I'm going to leave the viewers up to see which one it is.
Did you say it starts with a T?
No. Is it? What?
Wait,
yeah.
No, you're right. Oh my God. I thought it was a Saturday.
You went backwards or forwards. I can't tell.
Man, daylight savings time really fucked me up. I think it's like 4 days from the past.
It's only been an hour. Oh God.
So 2 days ago, it was 2 days ago that myself and two of my friends from work, it was going to be three of us, but sadly one of us could not make it. But two of us, or me and two of my work friends, went out and actually hung out outside of work, which this is only the second time we've done that, but it has been very, very well needed and very fantastic every single time. Both times that we've done it. It was very, very fantastic. And to the two of you, Kaylee and Jay, it was awesome. I look forward to the next time we get to do it. It was very fun. So that was basically my whole week.
Nice. All right.
What's the other line?
Time.
I think the other line from that, or the line before that in that movie, is something like, "Do you have a joint? Well, you should." All right. Anyways.
I'm not even sure if we're thinking of the same. Anyways, back to the needle and the thread that we're trying to sew here.
Back to reality.
Oh no, not Mom Spaghetti.
Mom Spaghetti. It's ready.
It's ready.
You only get one Mom Spaghetti.
Knee
Do
spaghetti.
not miss Mom
Arm
Spaghetti. Arm Spaghetti.
Oh God.
It's vomit on Mom Spaghetti. Mom Spaghetti.
Oh gosh. Anywho, Ryan,
Yeah.
what is the episode title or topic for today?
Yeah, so in keeping in fashion with both your dad joke and the fact that apparently our brains are so messed up that we can't stay on track and focus, today's topic is about how we're old.
Yes,
So,
we're old fucks now.
Yep. I might as well be a grandpa. Because my body physically feels that way, and my brain is pretty quickly catching up. Basically, we're just going to be chatting about all of the different things that we have experienced, come across, stories, all that other stuff. Recently, in the past couple of years, however long, that makes us feel old, makes us realize that we might only be 28, but we're not just old at heart, we are actually getting old. So, would you like me to go first, or do you yourself have something to go on first?
I mean, the only thing that I really have to go on, which may kickstart some conversations or whatnot, is that a lot of people at my work specifically are younger than I am. Like, I'm one of the older people there, and they keep referring to me being older and more mature based on the fact that I was born in the 1900s, and that doesn't sit right with me, you know?
Yeah.
And I get it's a joke, but it's like the 1900s. Hurts my heart, and 30's right around the corner, and then medical books keep saying after the age of 30 that you lose 1% of your body function every year that you're alive after that. So now, after I hit the age of 30, I get to start the countdown. However, I feel like the countdown has started early for me.
No joke. Yeah.
So
And
I feel that.
yeah, and that already makes me a little bit worried because, like, yeah, you lose 1% every year, as you said, and that percentage is already low for me. So, like, I probably only have a good 15, 20 years left after 30. So,
Oh gosh.
so I don't know, man.
Just make sure you have life insurance and get the most bang for your buck.
Get the most Diet Coke for my buck.
Oh gosh. No.
Anyways,
You drink that stuff, you'll definitely be dunsies.
Yep, you'll definitely be banging after that. But anyways.
Anyways, let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
So, old topics. I kind of shared a little bit about my oldness and some of the experiences I've had. Ryan, what experiences have you had?
Yeah, so I kind of want to actually piggyback off of that here for a second. So the first place, well, technically the first place I worked at was the admissions office at my university. So, I was working with people that, like, our supervisors obviously were adults that worked there full time, but all of the other, co-workers that I had outside of that were other university students my age. So, that doesn't really count either, really, because it was kind of quote unquote part-time and we worked very minimal hours for the most part, depending on who you were. So I don't really count that per se as like my first like real job. My first real job, I worked with people mainly that were actually older than I was. So at that particular point, still kind of felt like a youngin, a very immature, young, needed an adult kind of adult, if you know what I mean. So there was that. The next job I had, very similar. Most of the people I worked with were either 10, 15 years older than I was, or were like old enough to be my parents or something. Which, it's fine. The job after that was the same way, and it's just like it's fine, and you can get along with those people, sure, but it's kind of difficult to make like legitimate, I guess, friends or like real friends with somebody that's like 20 years older than you. Not saying it's impossible, right, but it's kind of hard, right? So, and most of them had no idea what like any of the stuff that I was into it like was or even exists. It's like, oh yeah, I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. And they're like, what's a Pokemon? You're like, well, never mind. But like, so then, I kind of went through a few jobs or whatever where that was the case, and I'm at where I'm at now at the museum, where there are a couple people my age. There's maybe a few people that are older than I am, but there are also a decent number of people that are college age and are several years younger than I am. The youngest being 18, 19-year-olds, which is like significantly, that's 10 years younger than me. And it's the first time that legitimately I'm sitting at work thinking to myself, I am an ancient dinosaur compared to some of these people. Not all of them, but some of them.
I'm still trying to let that sink in that a 19-year-old is like almost 10 years. Fuck.
Yeah. And it begins. Yeah,
thanks a lot, Ryan, for this episode.
Yeah, getting called old timer and stuff. I'm just kidding.
Right.
But still, man, like, yeah, it's crazy that we're working. At least I don't know if it was the same way for you, but at least when I started working, I was the youngest, at the office, so to speak, and now I'm kind of in like the middle ground, and sooner or later I'm going to be in the older ground. And I was like, well,
oh yeah,
this transition's happening whether I like it or not. So
exactly, like in my work right now, like I feel like I'm kind of in the middle ground, like where you are, like where a lot of like the technicians and assistants that we have at my work are a little younger than me, but I'm closer in the age with the doctors at my work.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, some of these doctors are 2-3 years older than me and have a doctorate degree. And here I am struggling to finish my associate's degree. I'm like, what have I done with my life?
Yep. Exactly, man. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So, but one of the things I was going to think of, or what kind of kickstarted my idea for doing this topic, at least this week, was here in the past week or two, and this was brought up to me both by Mandy, my wife, as well as Kaylee, one of my good work friends, that American Girl doll, which is a doll company that, they make these dolls that are characters essentially that have sort of historical, they have usually have books that go along with them, and they are essentially based on historical time periods, right? So, you might have one from early America, during Civil War times. You might have one from, Europe in the 1800s, that kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they have announced here in the past week or two that they are going to start doing American Girl doll characters from, based from the 90s. Which
I remember my wife telling me about that, where they're holding a Tamagotchi or something like that.
Yeah, and we are 90s kids. We grew up we were both born in 1994, and we grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. That was our childhood. So to be told basically by this company that the decade we grew up in is no longer just a decade, it's a historical decade. Way to tell us that we're old.
Yeah. And especially if this doll has a Game Boy Pocket in her back pocket or something like that.
Yeah. This one's favorite pastime is playing Pokemon Red. You're like, oh my god. Mom, spaghetti.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but nothing like
all I gotta say is she better have the apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur.
With the fur.
Right? Was that 90s or was that 2000s?
That was 2000s.
I think so, yeah. That'll be in the next 10 years that they'll make that doll for the 2000s.
Yeah. I was going to say in a decade, the 2000s will be historical, worthy of making documentation over. Because, that's where we've come from. Our birth decade is now needing to be documented for historical purposes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Got anything else?
What are you buying?
What are you buying? What are you selling?
Oh, God. Anyway, I'm trying to think of stuff that's been making me feel old recently. And I would definitely say this new remake for Resident Evil. As you know from the previous episode, we both love Resident Evil, especially Resident Evil 4. Mm-hmm. And with this remake of Resident Evil 4 that came out, it comes with playstyles for the game. And the first playstyle is control scheme wise. The first control scheme is for a more modern approach to the game. And I looked at the controls and was like, nah, that's not me. And then the other one was oh, this control scheme is for people that are familiar with the Resident Evil series. And I was like, that's a little bit more me, but what's the third one? And the third one said, these controls are for people that played the Resident Evil 4 from 2005 that are familiar with those controls. And I was like, I identify with those controls so well, and the fact that it says 2005, and I just have to sit there and think and do the math. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, that's 18 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is bad.
The original Resident Evil 4 is old enough to, be enlisted into the military.
Yes. Oh, no. Oh, why'd you have to say that? Oh, no. My back. My sciatica.
Trauma
it's
unlocked.
Me. Oh,
Yeah, and I'm sure I feel like I'm pretty sure Resident Evil just says Scheme 1, Scheme 2, or whatever.
mhm.
But I'm sure if they had names, that would be the one that would be labeled classic, just to like add
Yes.
more like salt to the wound.
Yep. Oh gosh.
Here's your old control scheme, you old fuck.
Yep. And then like even for the difficulty of the games, like you start off the game and it's like got assisted, or it's like people that don't play a lot of like shooters or survival horror games. You have normal, where it's just like basically so like for people that are familiar with like survival horror games, and then hardcore is for people that have played the original Resident Evil 4 game. And I'm like, okay, you're assuming I'm good, and I am not that good. So I played regular.
Playing and being good are two completely different things.
Exactly. I'm playing through the hardcore mode now with like all my gear from like the previous save file, and now looking back on it, I'm like, I don't think I could have done this with just normal gear. Yeah. I would have died, literally.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel that too, because I just recently started playing through the original Gears of War again, because I have all of them up to 4, I think, and then I have access to the other 2, or the remaining one, I don't remember, because of Game Pass. So whenever I get Game Pass back, I'll be able to play it. But I was like, you know what? I'll play 1 and then just go through the series again, kind of like I did with Halo. And I load up the game. I like start a new campaign. It gives you the options, and there's like casual, which is like, oh, if you're not familiar with playing shooters, and then there's a normal difficulty, and it says if you're pretty experienced with getting headshots and shooters or whatever, and then there's like hardcore, which is like you're a master at getting headshots, like kind of thing. So it's like, okay, well, so it's easy, normal, hard. So I go with normal, and I am absolutely getting my ass handed to me the whole time. Like I literally am not able to progress. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go back to casual because I just want to like play through the game and enjoy it. And then I go back and look through like the completed missions, and for some weird reason, so I finished like the first. There's like 5 acts with like multiple chapters in each act. And in the first act, I did all of them on casual. The first time I played through it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then, then I like looked at chapters like chapter 2, all casual. Chapters 3 and 4, I did all of those on the medium difficulty, and I was like, what the hell? Huh. like, did I just start to suck now at playing video games? Like, am I getting so old that like my coordination is just not as good as it used to be? I'm not able to play these games anymore. Like, what's happening?
Right.
So just like, it sucks, but I'm like, you know what, I'm just trying to enjoy it, so I'll take the L here and look like a loser that can't play well, and just I'll enjoy it, whatever.
Oh yeah. I've kind of gotten to that point where, like, I don't want to play a hard game necessarily. I want to enjoy the game, because when we were younger, we craved like a game that gave us a challenge to use up our time because we had so much extra time.
Yeah.
And looking back, we definitely felt like we didn't have extra time, but we did. And now that we're older and we have like lives and children and wives and families and all that, like, and we have jobs that like work us, most of the day and all that we hardly have any time to play. So for us to progress in a game at all, we like need specific hours, and then we have to like utilize that time wisely.
Yes, exactly. And the lack of progression in difficult games is what led to the destruction of my one Xbox controller, just because I couldn't get through fucking Elden Ring like when I first started playing through it.
Right.
Yeah, like I literally sold the game and then bought it again later, and then was able to complete it.
Oh yeah.
But,
That's a pretty difficult game.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fun fact is that Dead Space, I started playing that game, and PlayStation 5 added this new cool feature where it tells you how far you're going and like how well you're doing in the main story and how much percentage you've done in the main story. And I looked at my percentage for Dead Space, and I've probably opened it up many times and tried to play it for a little bit, and I just never have time to actually like get through like a lot of it. And I was like, oh, I must be a decent ways through because like I think I'm like 6 or 7 hours into the game. I look at it and it's like you're 5% through the main story. I'm like, oh no,
shit.
I've been wasting so much time.
Dude, this is how I felt through the Evil Within.
Yeah,
This has to end at some point. Come on.
right. Oh,
Which the last time I mentioned it was during the horror horror game episode. I have actually since completed the game for anybody listening. So I have actually finished the Evil Within now. And at some point, we'll be moving on to the Evil Within 2 whenever I get it. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to spending another 6 years on an Evil Within game.
By that time, the third one's probably going to be out.
Yep. There's going to be a remake of the first one.
Right. Oh, I do have a good topic to bring up to kind of stray away from so much the video game side, and this may tie into some video game as well, but Pokemon with Ash Ketchum.
Oh, yes.
I'm fucking old. I remember when he started his journey, and I watched that shit on VHS. For those viewers that don't know what VHS is, I couldn't tell you what the acronym means. All I know is that it was a box with a like tape in it, and that's it. And like the fact that his journey is coming to an end, and he's still 10 years old, it just makes me feel so old. And I wish they would make him grow up so that way we had somewhere to identify with. But nope, Pokemon Company has confirmed he will forever be 10 years old.
Yep,
and we can only dream.
Yeah, and I think I might be a year or two off, I think, from this, but yeah, I believe in terms of like actual human years that Pokemon's been going, and he's been the main character. The anime, at least, has been I believe 26, 27, somewhere around there years. I think, which is fucking nuts. It's
as a 10-year-old.
Yeah, as a 10-year-old. Which I will also say VHS stands for Video Home System, because it was, I believe, it wasn't the first. It beat out. There was that, and I forget, Betamax, I think was what it was called.
Betamax.
But basically VHS and Betamax kind of came out around the same time, and Betamax just kind of died like instantly, and everybody was like, oh, VHS. But it was like one of those first sort of home like things that you could actually take home and actually watch movies at home. Like not on like television, but actually you have a player specifically for this thing to watch a specific movie. It was like the first thing with that actually happened, so it's kind of like, it's the Video Home System, because you can actually watch this shit at home now. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Funny story about VHS that I have to share before we continue. So as many of you know, my biological dad was in the picture, and this is actually a time before my stepdad actually came to the picture as well. And I remember, and it's so funny because this photo was taken on like one of those like disposable cameras, and then had to be taken to Walgreens and be like developed, and took like 2 or 3 days time to come back or whatnot. Yeah. But there's a photo that my mom took of me where I watched my mom go to work, and she'd always like have her purse and wear nice shoes, that I was like in my diaper as like like a 1-2-year-old or whatever, and I put myself in her like heels, and then I got a VHS tape, and I pulled the tape out of the VHS tape, and it became my purse. And And my mom took a picture of that and thought it was so funny. And I didn't realize I destroyed that VHS tape.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it was like the Nickelodeon Rugrats one, with the one where it was like an orange VHS box.
The orange tape, yeah.
Yes, and I was like, I like orange.
I like orange. Yeah, we had that one too. I remember. But yeah, they had like these magnetic or magnetized I don't even like film, almost like a film reel kind of thing. But unlike a film reel, it didn't actually have the frames on it. It was just a like magnetic strip thing that the player would read as it would slide through. So yeah, exposing that thing to light, like the strip to light in any way, shape, or form would just absolutely kill the the video.
Oh yeah,
that's so funny.
Oh, that also reminds me of the way that we would rewind like cassette tapes or VHS tapes. You would either like put them into the VCR player, and you have to record it, or you get like a pencil and like you twist it.
Yep.
All the way back and like until like it got all the way back to the very end. Oh, those are the days.
Yep. Oh yeah, man. I remember when they had like the dedicated machine specifically that you put it in and it like rewinds it for you.
Oh yes.
Yep.
You just hear that thing going like
it still took like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
But even it's like places like Blockbuster would get pissed at you for bringing videos back and not having them rewound because they would have to do it themselves. That. Yeah,
dude, I remember that so much. Like you'd like rent a movie and like you take it home, and then it's at the very end, and like it almost spoils it for you, and then you have to rewind it and close your eyes so that way it doesn't spoil anything for you because everything is still like showing up on the screen. And it's like you're like, no, you're like, just let me know when you're back at the beginning.
No, Snape did kill Dumbledore. Snape did kill Dumbledore. That was way past VHS era, but that was the only like spoiler I could think of.
I think my parents did have like the first like 3 or 4 Harry Potter movies on VHS, so I think that might fit.
Damn, I didn't know VHS survived that long.
They did all the way for a while. Like I remember my parents had like a DVR, like DVD, like compatible DVD and DVD, or I'm getting all my V's and R's and blah, blah, all that mixed up. So my parents had a DVD and VCR player, and it was one of those where you could like burn the VCR onto a DVD.
Oh yeah,
I remember that was like big technology.
Yeah,
and my dad loved it. Like he would just like take VCRs, like whenever he had like a free moment, just take VCRs, plug them in, and then put like a blank CD on there and just burn them on there. And yeah, those were the days.
Yep, intuitive times.
Right.
Yeah. Oh. So I do kind of have a little bit of a story. You kind of talking about like your childhood and stuff. It actually kind of has to do with so back when I think we first became friends and we started hanging out, and we would spend the night over at each other's houses. There's pretty often where I specifically remember it more at like your place than mine. But whenever we would go to sleep at night, usually it would already be like 3, 4 in the morning, something like that. We'd been playing games all night, or going to bed, and we would just leave the TV on just for a little bit of background noise and to have the light on, or like a little bit of light or whatever in the room whenever we were going to sleep. And
oh yes,
this is the time of day where it's just all infomercials basically. So and it was back in the era too with what is his name?
I think I know what you're talking about with the OxyClean guy.
Yeah, OxyClean and ShamWow. Yeah, that's gonna kill me. Yeah. I can't remember his name, and I just looked it up. Billy Mays.
Billy Mays. Yeah, I knew it started with a B.
Yeah, starting all the commercial like, "Hey there, Billy Mays here," and then going off on,
Oh yeah,
"You need to get OxyClean." So yeah,
and
actually,
like us as like 7, 8 years old, we're like, yeah, let's get OxyClean.
yeah, but it's so it was around the time of like that sort of thing going on, and so there was many a times where you would fall asleep. I would still be kind of awake and trying to fall asleep, and I just couldn't really sleep for whatever reason. And I'm sitting here kind of watching these advertisements, and in particular, I would see some for like whatever fancy ass like Swiffer like type of
like the new Shark Swiffer thing or whatever.
Yeah, like that type of thing, or basically anything that didn't have Billy Mays advertising it. And I would sit there and be like, this is so boring. Like, this is fucking stupid. Like, can I just fall asleep, man? Like, ugh. There's nothing interesting on TV, like that kind of thing. Which being kids, it makes sense. But I realized a few years ago that, man, I have drastically gotten older from that point, because I basically did the same thing. I turn on the TV. It's like 2 a.m, 3 a.m. I can't sleep. I turn on the TV for some background noise and just something to be on while I'm trying to finally fall asleep. And an infomercial comes on, and I couldn't tell you the name of like the brand or who was advertising it or anything. I don't remember any of that. I just remember it was for this series of like pots and pans that had like, there were like these really special types of pots and pans that had like a particular like lining and stuff. It was like no stick, and like had some other like really cool features and stuff with it. And I'm sitting here
like one of those like copper lining ones or whatnot.
Yeah, basically. And I no kidding, have been sitting there and was like intrigued with this like advertisement, watching the dude like, and watch me cook some eggs and stuff, and I'm sitting there like, oh damn, he cooked those eggs and they slid right off. And I'm like getting really into it. I'm like, man, like I really wish I had some cooking ware like that.
Exactly. Yeah, they do a really good job with that. And it's funny because you said that it bored you as a child, but for me, like I live for that shit. Like I would stay up specifically for those, and I would wait for a new infomercial to come on, and I'd be like intrigued and like how they would sell it, and be like, for the low cost of like $4.99, 10 easy payments, or
yeah, exactly.
I was like, 10 easy payments of $4.99, so that means it's fucking expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, back then I was just kind of like, wow, that seems like kind of a rip-off. I'm watching this thing for these pots and pans, and they're like, and if you order now, we'll throw in this free like air fryers, like a special air fryer type thing, where it had like two separate like shelves on it, so you could cook like multiple things and stuff with like particular at particular temperatures and whatnot, so you didn't like burn one while you're cooking the other and stuff. And I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, that's cool as shit. Maybe I could do this. Like that'd be awesome to have. And it's like, and it's for 4 easy payments of $79.99. And I was like, okay, so that would be this much, and I'm gonna start looking and budgeting and seeing if we can afford this.
Pull out a small loan.
Yeah, exactly. Like an hour in, I kind of start realizing what's happening. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh my god. I'm so old.
You're getting played, man.
I'm sitting here with like stuff that used to bore me as a child. I'm sitting here going like, I'm an adult in the kitchen that cooks stuff. Just like, this is what I spend my money on now.
Right. Oh gosh.
It was such a funny juxtaposition, thinking of like me as a child versus like that night.
Oh yeah, it's so crazy because I'm not sure if you did this as well, but like I would see those infomercials and I would compare the price of whatever they're selling the stuff on there compared to how much a new video game costs.
Yeah.
But now, as an adult, I look at the price of stuff and I consider how much that is in terms of a meal. Like, oh, $22.99, that's like a meal for my wife and me at McDonald's.
Yep, exactly.
Supersize. Oh, do you remember Supersize?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Can I get that supersize? It's bigger than large. But now they don't have that anymore.
Yep. And now the larges, they don't even fill them all the way.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's like this at your McDonald's, but at my McDonald's, the meals come with small drinks. And it's an upcharge for a medium.
What? That's ridiculous. Yep. No, and here they still do medium.
That's good. I'm glad to go back to Oklahoma because it was an additional 50 cents per meal to get a medium drink, and I thought it was the most outrageous thing.
Yeah, that's insane. Do they not do the $1 any size?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Not here in Colorado.
That's insane. I don't know if they do that down here anymore though, but they used to.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Side tangent here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much a meal costs at Whataburger, but it costs $1 per slice of cheese here.
That's ridiculous.
And so we're already paying $15 for one meal. So $15 for one meal for like a double cheeseburger. And if you wanted cheese on that, you have to get cheese on each burger. So that's extra $2 for cheese. And then, so now you're looking at $17. And then after tax, then it's like up to like $18, $19 for just a burger, fries, and a drink.
What?
So I'm not sure if it's that expensive in Oklahoma.
I can tell you, I pretty much, I know this almost by heart. Because how often I get Whataburger. I usually get the double meat Whataburger, and I will do lettuce, mayonnaise, and cheese. And occasionally I'll get bacon on it, but I don't get bacon all the time. I'm pretty sure if I do it with the bacon added, it is like $11.98 for the meal.
Dude.
Yeah.
So I'm so ready to go back to Oklahoma.
That is hella expensive up there for you guys. That's insane. It's
so insanely expensive. And the fact that like a lot of these companies up here in Colorado, I'm not sure if they're like that in Oklahoma, but on top of that, they also charge like 27 cents for like building fees. And then they charge like a fee for like just using their mobile app or whatever. And yeah, so it just like it adds more fees onto it, and for one person it's like easily like $18 to $20 you're spending at one place.
Wow.
Right. Anyways, let's get back on the topic. I'm not sure if we should put that in the episode. That was like a complete side tangent.
Well, it depends on if you have anything else.
I mean, I remember, so hear me out on this. Gas used to be less than $1.
Yes.
I remember that. I remember it being such a huge hoopla that gas is over $1, and me and my tiny little like 7 or 8 year old brain was like, it's only $1. Like, it's not that bad. And now I'm an adult and living in Colorado, it's almost $4 a gallon. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
right
know
under,
how good we had it.
Yeah, it's right under $3 here at the current moment. But yeah,
oh gosh.
That reminds me of, I think they've since torn it down, but there was I want to say it was like one of those Route 66 gas stations. It was right, I don't know if you'll remember exactly where I'm describing, but it's like in Midwest City / Del City. There was it was like a Route 66. I think it'd been closed down even since pretty much like I've been alive that I can remember. or at least here in Oklahoma since I can remember. But it was right off of I-40, kind of on like the south side of the highway, almost like right across the highway from where like some of like Rose State College's like theater and stuff was.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was this gas station. It had been closed down, and they hadn't torn it down or done anything with it. So it still had like the sign up with the gas price amount on it, and it kind of became a time capsule. Yeah, it kind of became like a time capsule almost of a bygone era of cheap gas, because on the regular unleaded price, it had 89 cents.
Oh my goodness.
And we're sitting here at basically $2.10 almost, more expensive than that on the low end here in Oklahoma's like metro area, which is like insane to think about. That, man, like even back then, like I think pretty sure people kind of complained like, oh, it's like right at $1. Like that's so expensive for gas. And it's like, man, if only we could go back to that. Like,
yes, if only.
Cheaply refill our tanks as we go and pull into the Hollywood Video.
Yes, I remember Hollywood Video as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why this reminded me of it, but do you remember drive-in movie theaters?
Yes, there's actually still one here in Oklahoma City.
Really? Do people actually go to it?
Yes.
Nice.
It was shut down during COVID, and a lot of people were extremely sad. And I think I would have to double check. I think it opened back up, and it's available like to go to again, I think. But there's one here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, because I remember drive-in movie theaters, and I didn't realize how nostalgic it was until I went to a drive-in movie theater up here a couple years ago in Colorado, and it was just super nostalgic. Like I remember just like parking somewhere random, turning the lights off in the car, and then you turn your radio station to a certain channel and you listen to like what's on the screen. I was like, this is nostalgic, and it's crazy that we don't have more of those around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, a lot of the newer generation doesn't even know what a drive-in movie theater is, and for that younger generation that doesn't even know what they are, it's a movie theater where you go there and park your car somewhere and you watch like on a giant screen somewhere from your car. And you better have cleaned your windows, because if you didn't clean like the windows in your car, you're looking through a foggy screen. But it was good time.
Yeah, or if you're one of those lucky people that has a truck, one of the cool things you can do is kind of like back into your spot, and you can basically take like some pillows or some blankets and some stuff and basically make a bed in the bed of your truck and watch the movie that way. So, but yeah, you'll see it in like those kinds of things in I think you'll see them in like 80s and 90s movies. I know I recently watched Twister, which I think came out in 94, maybe?
Somewhere around there. I remember Twister.
Yeah, it was a 90s movie. But they are at a drive-in theater at one point in the movie. So, again, it's showing you how old.
Yeah, the good old days. Do you have any other stories from the good old days? I feel like I've been harping a lot on stories.
Yeah, so I think like one of the other kind of things, well, I'll just say too, like one of the other things that kind of makes me feel old sometimes is like Twister's a good example of this, actually. It's a movie that came out in the 90s. We kind of experienced it when we were younger for the most part. And then it's like all of a sudden now 20 something years later, it's like, and by the way, we're making a Twister 2. And we're all just like, oh my God. And it's been so long and in the works, and it's been coming for so long. And it's like, most of our lifetime. That's how long it's been since they've been
pretty much
getting this together. But the other thing,
I hate to burst your bubble, but you said that like if Twister did really come out in 1994, it's closer to 30 years instead of 20.
Oh, oh my. Well, that burst my bubble into an even bigger bubble of feeling old.
Yes.
But
feel this pain with me.
Yeah. But that kind of leads me into the last thing that kind of made me start thinking about this was I was at Target earlier today with my wife and my kids.
My wife.
and my wife. I was at Target with my wife. And we were walking through like the kids' clothing section, and I shit you not, a lot of the clothing, obviously, you know, there's like graphic tees and like tank tops and stuff like that, had stuff that does not exist anymore from our childhood.
Really?
On their clothing. And then some of it obviously was
for the kids' clothes, or
yes. You know, they would be like kids' clothes with stuff from like the original Space Jam. Or like that kind of thing, you know. There's some of them. It's like, okay, well, it's like the Disney princesses. Okay, that makes sense because, you know, Disney. But it's like the '90s princesses. You know, you've got the like Jasmine and, you know, from that era. Specifically, you know, it doesn't have the Cinderella and the, you know, but it also doesn't have like the Moana, if that makes sense. So it seems pretty like targeted in a way. And I kind of noticed that when we were going through the section, I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, all of this stuff is like, it's not targeting the kids, it's targeting the parents buying the shit for the kids.
Exactly. That's how
like,
they get you, man.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so crazy. And it's even looking at stuff that just like it, like I said, it falls kind of in the same line of there's media coming out now that specifically is almost targeting us. Like even looking at a lot of the recent Disney live action remakes, they've been remaking a lot of like the old like late 80s, early 90s, you know, late 90s ones, specifically like Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid was like earlier kind of, but they like re-released it in the 90s. So a lot of 90s kids knew Little Mermaid also, but like that was one of the ones they're doing now, and it comes out next month.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure if you saw this, but Netflix announced that they're doing a movie of like the original Power Rangers.
I saw that.
The original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and they're coming back, and they're doing a movie with like the original cast minus the dude that like murdered somebody and like one of the other ones. But you know,
and the Pink Power Ranger, which I think a lot of people are giving her shit about it, but
yeah.
Her reasoning was like she's like older and doesn't want to wear spandex, and I get that.
Yeah, exactly. Older, like us.
Yes.
But you know, it's like there's a bunch of that kind of stuff like coming out. Like that's a lot of like just going around and seeing that. Sure, there's a lot of like new stuff going around that you'll kind of see around, but then it's like, oh, a lot of us grew up with Super Mario, and there's a Super Mario movie coming out. There's, you know, like it's just so much stuff like it's from our childhood is sort of like re-blossoming or just kind of exploding out even more so like now, or exploding out again, because I think a lot of these companies kind of know that like the biggest target audience right now are like younger parents, being us, being the ones that grew up in like late 80s, early 90s into the 2000s.
Oh yeah.
This reminds me of a commercial that it was the first commercial that I remember watching where I was like, oh great, they're shifting from doing like 80s music in a lot of advertisements, like 70s and 80s music, to using like our music from the early 2000s. There's an insurance commercial, but it's this dude that starts singing like a version of Bring Me to Life where he's talking about insurance.
Oh no.
Have you seen that commercial?
I have not. Oh gosh. I feel like I need to see that commercial now.
Yeah, but he's just like, he's singing and he's just like, save me on my insurance. It's like,
oh no.
Super like, oh man, I listened to Evanescence and 12 Stones growing up. What the hell's happening?
Right.
Now
they're targeting us.
Yeah, now it's an insurance because I give a shit about insurance now. Like for my car.
Right. Oh gosh. I don't know why this made me think of me getting my hair cut recently. And this may be a side tangent in itself, but this, regardless, is another story I have of making me feel old. I was getting my hair cut. There was like a kid that was like in the seat next to me, and the hairstylist was like, "Oh, what do you want?" And the kid, I shit you not, he's like 10 years old, and he told this hairstylist like, "I want, business in the front and a party in the back. I was like, no. And I asked my hairstylist, I was like, is that really coming back? She's like, that's the third one this week. I was like, no.
No.
Don't tell me mullets are coming back.
I've seen a couple of kids come through the museum with mullets.
Oh, that's when you know you're old. When things, you start to notice the pattern of the circle of life.
Yep.
and you've lived that circle of life, and you're like, I think I should be dead now.
It's my it's my time to go, and you fly off into the sunset.
Just like how Mufasa's talking to Simba. Like, remember me.
Remember. And starts wheezing because he's like old and sick. Spaghetti.
Oh, that's funny.
I think if that's kind of where we're at right now, we're getting older, we're forgetting a lot of things, and we forget how long we can talk sometimes. Do you have any final words for us as we finish embarking on this trip down memory lane?
Only final words I got is don't get old. It sucks. Enjoy the time that you think you don't have, because once you don't have it, you'll understand all the time you've had.
Yep. You'll want it back.
Yes. This is very much true. And if there's anything that you guys remember from like the 90s or the 2000s and you want to let us know in the comments below, please let us know, because we would like to hear how old you guys are as well as we are, because I don't know about you, but I feel like I should already be digging my grave right now.
Yeah, when you started saying that, my first thought was like, we do have a good chunk of our audience is, around our age, like the 25 to 35-ish range or what have you. But we also have like a good other half of our audience is younger than that. Is like 18 to 22 range.
And on the flip side of that, like if there's something that you think is old that really isn't old, please let us know.
Yeah, if you think CDs are ridiculously outdated, just remember that we used to
hear what was before that.
Yeah, we used to have to listen to our shit on cassette tapes.
Oh yeah, yep, I remember that. Or like when CDs first came out, and like you had to hold like the CD player completely still, because if there was a bump in the car, or like you were walking and like bumped it a little too hard, it would skip.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, did I break the CD?
I have this is just like a really quick aside, but like there's a digital version I have of one of Breaking Benjamin's albums, where when I ripped it, because I had rented it from the library, but when I ripped it onto my computer, that particular song, like right at this particular point, skips. Because like somebody had like, I guess, played it in their CD player, and they bumped it, and it kind of like skipped and like kind of scratched that portion up. So just same point in the song, it's just like it just keeps going.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to worry about that with your digital iTunes or Amazon Music stuff. So, or even like, as weird as it sounds, man, even buying music has kind of become obsolete, because people just have Spotify, and they just listen to the stuff with their Spotify accounts. It's like even buying music is becoming, having an MP3 of a song is kind of getting outdated. It's kind of ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot MP3 even existed.
Yeah, WAV files.
oh god, LimeWire.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So many viruses. So many. Yeah, so I guess if that's it, it's time to do some plug-in. Yeah, plugga. Am I doing it?
Plug. You're gonna start to chug. That rhyme didn't work very well. I can do it if you want me to.
Chug what?
Butt chugging's a thing. Did you know? Just kidding. We're not going to go into that.
Mom spaghetti. And if you haven't already, subscribe and follow us on YouTube. You can also find us on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and a few other places podcasts can be found. Also, make sure to check us out on Facebook or Instagram pages for updates and many, many other things such as memes or just us talking like the old farts we are.
Yes, I might be old, but I still am somewhat tech savvy. So expect.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say expect good memes, but expect okay memes.
Set our expectations low.
Yeah, make them surprised whenever there's a good one on there. But yeah, so I've actually kind of come up with a schedule of stuff for the social media accounts. Have I implemented that yet? No. So just expect that whenever I get my shit together, there'll actually be sort of a schedule of stuff going up, and it'll be more regular. So make sure to stop by those things, like Matthew said, and
Yeah.
both of us, would like to thank you all for listening. And I guess if you are one of those people that checks us out on YouTube, and maybe for some weird reason you actually watch the little video thing, like background video, I did put a lot of work into that, so if you appreciate it, 2 thumbs up. And you automatically become one of my top 5 favorite fans.
That's right.
Yeah. And shoot for the goal and aim to defeat everybody else and become the number 1 fan. Yeah, so thank you all for listening, and remember, friends, to stay tired.
Stay tired.